Today we are going to learn about the creation of objects. Let's see how to create an object. For creating an object, I'll show you the syntax and everything we need to learn about objects will be covered in this video. First, we'll create the ways where and see how an object is created in JavaScript. So the ways of creating an object will declare a variable my object using a const keyword, and we'll declare all the properties. We'll start with name, which I am giving as Clinton, and I'll give an age property of 22, and third property will be gender, which will be male, and fourth property will be place, and we'll give it the sunset role. These are all the ways of creating an object. The left hand side, which is name, is known as the property, and the right hand side, which is the value given to an object using the property and value methods. We have successfully created an object. So now let's see how to access each properties of the object. How to access each property's value using the dot notation. First, we'll see the dot notation, how we can access each property using the dot notation. If you want to access the name property, which is Clinton, you need to follow these rules. Let's see how you can access each property. In order to access the name property, you use dot notation. So this is the syntax to use and access the each property of an object. You should use my object, which I have taken dot name. It will throw you out the name which you have given in your object or provided in your object. This is the name property and the name value is Kindle. So it is providing us with an output of Kindle. If you provide the age, then it will provide you with an age of 22. If you again run this code and see, you can see on your screen and get 22 as an output. And if you remove and try out some other properties of the object for this place, it will give you a place which is sunset road, which I have taken an example. You can see we'll get an output of sunset road. See right in the screen, we are getting an output of sunset road. Then let's see if we can loop out the object. First, we'll use the simple loop, then we'll try for map method. Let's use the simple loop for the beginning. Let's see if it is working or not and what are them. How can we use the for loop to loop out the object? We'll use for, and we use the iterator const prop in my objects. We'll loop out each of the properties and see if it is working or not. It will definitely work because we are able to loop out each object using a for loop. Let's see if it is working or not. My object and square bracket notation, and we pass out each property which we are getting. Let's see if it is working or not. The output will be Clinton and age and gender and place. Everything will be given. Everything will be shown as output. Let's see if it is working or not. Let's press the Ctrl+Alt+N in my keyboard and see if it is working or not. It will give us output of this, which you can see right on your screen. The sunset road property which we are getting is by console log, which we done earlier. Let's comment this out so we don't get that property as output. Here the output, and run this code again. You can see right in your screen, but we are getting the name property, age property, and gender property, place property, and color property. These are the ways you can use to loop out each object using for loop. Let's see if we can use map method and loop out each properties or not using an object. So let's see if this works or not. In order to use map method, you will need to use object.map, and you can take any name I have taken from and use arrow function and print out each property. Let's see if it is printing out each property or not. If it turns out that it is working properly, if not, then it is not working properly. This is coming from the formula. Let's comment this out so we don't get confused within the output. So you can see right in the screen we are getting a type error. You cannot use map method directly with an object, so it will give you a type error. We cannot use it directly. We need to take help of some other methods which are provided by JavaScript. I'll show you the method which is helpful to loop out each object using a map method. First, we need to take the help of that method, and that method name is object.keys method. It will help you to map out each object in JavaScript. Let's see if it is working or not. By using object.keys method, you can easily loop out each object properties in with the help of map method. Let's see if it is working or not. We'll create a variable using a const keyword. We are using const regularly because we don't want the value to be changed. So you can use net also. Object.keys, and we pass the property, object to me. And this will help you to map over each properties. Let's see if this is working or not. We have stored the value in keys, so we map out keys.map and we pass the each property. Then we console log this out, and we take the help of template string to display each properties. Template $sign and prop, it will directly throw you the value of prop, which whatever value there is there inside of prop, it will throw you that. I've not shown you the way to access an object in another way. I'll tell you what is that in just a second. So you can see we have looped out the map keys method, and it will show you an output of what we were getting previously. It will show you that output only. I'm just writing you so you don't get confused. These are all the outputs that we get using the map method. These are the same output which we are getting, just we have changed the technique and we have used map method instead of simple for loop. Let's see what output we get by using this technique. Let's see. We can see if I hover over that, we get a properties, and this is due to my VS Code. It is simply a smart way to tell that my object is containing these all properties. I have not shown you the another way which we can access the property of an object, which is using the square bracket notation. There is another way to access each property of object is using square bracket notation and telling the compiler the name of each object you want to access, each properties you want to access. You need to specify inside the square bracket the name of the property that you want to access. In just a second, I'll show you how to access each property of that object using a square bracket notation. I'll show you the output which we get using the square bracket notation. If you provide the simple name, you will get an error because it needs a string. It shows the name is not defined. So instead of name, you need to use double quotes. If you run it again using Ctrl Alt N, you will get the properties inside that name. And this is the technique which we are using above in order to access each properties. So let's comment this out and run this method. It will give you an output of Clinton, age, gender, male, and everything. Thank you for watching the video.